Hey everyone, this is Neil here with Wasted Paper, bringing you another fountain pen review. This time we're looking at a pen from Cypress. This is one I've been looking forward to for a while. I've known about Cypress because I've seen them on Endlesspens site. I decided to check out their own site and see what they offer. After perusing their site, this is the one that stood out to me the most. Do expect more reviews from this company in the future though, because I saw a lot I like. I think this company is super slept on, and I'm excited to showcase this one. Normally, I would take it out of this box, but they actually have branding on this shipping box. So it says Cypress on the top, excellent handmade fountain pens from Cypress, Taiwan. This is a Taiwanese company. On the outside of the box, it also has this. These are all the different QR codes to find them and follow their socials. I opened this one time already so I could make sure nothing was damaged, and then I put it all back into the package. Inside of here, super tight fit, but I like that a lot. It's really protected. Now, I did message them and tell them I was going to be making a video on this, and they told me they were including this bamboo box. So I've seen this box before. I don't know if it's the normal package for this pen. There was this inside of the box that had the pen wrapped in here with bubble wrap. I've already taken it out of here because I think it just looks better straight in this. On the sleeve, you just have some more information about the company and their logo on the back. The box is super nice. It's all bamboo. It has their logo embossed on the top. And on the side, there's this little lip so you can get your hands under it. And look at this. There's magnets on each corner here to keep this lid intact. And it snaps and it has a really nice feel to it. Under the lid, we have the pen. I additionally bought an extra nib. You can see what it is. It's the Cypress Fude nib. I already put it in the pen, so this is just their standard nib in here. If you're familiar with my backlog, you'll know I like Juma material quite a bit. I have 3 pens that are made out of Juma currently. The reason I jumped on this one is because it was black. I guess you could call it gray even. I've really not seen a black or gray Juma. I'm sure they're out there. It's just not hit my radar yet. So when I saw this one, I knew it was the one I had to pick up. Going straight into it, at the top you do have a pointed finial. It's not as sharp of a point as you'd see on a Leonardo, but it is there, and it's definitely a bit rounded to it. Down from that, you have their clip. This is called the Moore clip. I'm maybe mispronouncing it, but I'll put the spelling right here. Down from that, you have 3 cap bands. There is a bit of tapering down from the cap, which I like. Continuing down, you have more of this awesome material and a single band at the end. This is not a piston or anything, so this is just decorative. And then finally on the bottom finial, you have another one of those points, just like the top. The pen uncaps in 1 3/4 rotation. There is a special sealing mechanism on the inside of here. On their website, they call it the cushion closure design. You'll see right here. I have to push in and the cap kind of snaps back. That's because it's got a little seal on the inside of here with a spring at the top. So when you push down, it's going to seal that plastic once it's spun to really protect your nib and keep it from drying out. Do not worry, this nib is not bent or broken. This is a Fude nib. This is my first time using one, so we're experiencing this together for the first time. You have some unique filigree on here that goes up to the top, and these ribbons kind of form a heart, which I think looks really clean, especially in this two-tone colorway. Down from that, it says Cypress with their logo, and this is a fine, so there is an F on the bottom. This is paired with a plastic feed. The grip section has the slightest taper going down towards the nib, and then a really small flare out right here that you kind of feel, which I like. I like being able to keep off of my nib, and this grip is rather smooth, so having that flare out really is going to help you here. One other thing, if you're interested, the threads are actually made out of the same material, and if you're curious how this pen would look if it was not polished, well, there you go. That material is very dull when it's not polished. You can still see shimmer up close. It's a little hard on camera. It's got some like chatoyance to it, but unpolished right there, it just looks like a gray blob of material. Unscrewing the pen's fairly simple. It has metal threads, and on the inside we have a converter. That is a Schmidt converter. I really wanted to get Red Dragon when I was going to do this ink. I thought it would be kind of symbolic and cool. When I went to go purchase that, however, I saw Endlesspens had the small bottle of the 2-row ink from Pilot Iroshizuku. This ink has evaded me. Every time I've tried to purchase this from certain sites, I always see that it's out of stock or it'll say coming soon. Endless had it in these smaller bottles, which are a cheaper price point, and I figured why not? I think a nice bright color like this will give a really good pop to this material. I do know the translation for this, or at least what they're saying it is, stands for warm lantern. So this should be kind of an orangish, yellowish, maybe some reddish kind of colorway. I think it's gonna look really good. And lastly, before the writing sample, the pen does post, it posts securely, no issues at all there. It is friction, you don't really hear or feel too much, but once it's on there and it's not going anywhere. I think it's a bit long posted, so I'm gonna keep it unposted for the writing sample. For my writing sample, I'm going to be going with my Nemosine notebook. These are made by Maramon. I've used them plenty of times, and having a vertical flip up's really easy. Being left-handed, you don't have these getting in the way of you. A little bit of user error on my part at the beginning. I didn't have my nib screwed down all the way, so it actually leaked a bit of ink. Make sure when you swap nibs, you screw them down all the way.
I will make sure that goes on file.
Anyways, onto the writing sample. It's a pretty drastic difference you get here. If you didn't know what you could do with the Fude nib, when you write with it in reverse, you get a really fine tip right here. This, to me, I would call actually an extra fine. And then when you write your normal way, the lower angle you are, the wider you get. It's almost comparable to a zoom nib in that sense, but it's not the same. It definitely does not feel the same, but you can see the drastic difference of lines here. I'm gonna get in really close now so you can see this. So here's the reverse side. And then I'm gonna flip it. This is like upright, pretty high, almost at a 90. And then now I'm gonna go pretty low. I'm sure you can see this drastic difference here. You're going from such a thin line to kind of closer to a fine. It doesn't really hit medium for me, and I'm sure there is a bit of leeway if you practice and get this at the right angle, you could do it. At least with my inexperience, it's going extra fine, fine, and then just, I don't even know, a double broad. This is huge. I think a nib like this would look great with art, but I also think it would look good with like print. Now for my size comparison, I have a Lamy Safari, and normally I'll go with the custom A23, but for this, I would be lying to you if I didn't say there were similarities with the Memento Zero and this model, so I'm going to be using a Leonardo Memento Zero. The size across these is all very similar. It's really hard to tell you that one is longer than the other. The Memento Zero, because of the points, ends up coming out as just a little bit longer than the rest. But it's near identical across the board, so you really wouldn't notice this. Once the caps are off though, that all changes. The Cypress is now the smallest one out of the three. And then finally, once they're posted, the Cypress actually becomes the longest one now. If you remembered earlier, I said I didn't want to write with it posted because it felt a little bit long. I think you are seeing that on full display right here. I actually forgot to call it out earlier. This pen is from the Errantry line. This specific model is called the GRE1013. I will ask them, I don't know if I'll get an answer right away, but I'm gonna ask them what's up with that naming scheme. I don't fully understand what those things mean. I know the Errantry are their more entry models, it's in the name, and you'll see that reflected in the price point. The price of this pen is $150. To me personally, I think that's a really good deal. This specific one in the Juma material comes in 4 colors. You can get it in like a magenta purple, you can get it in blue, and you can also get it in a light green. I think it's an understatement to say that that's a really good price. 150 bucks for a fountain pen of good quality. The Fude nib is an additional charge, so if you want that, you will pay an upcharge. I'm not outright saying you should go and do that. I think you'd be fine with just getting a fine nib, medium nib, whatever you want to get. The Fude one is just something I really wanted to try out, just so you don't have to go back and watch every one of my Juma pen videos. Every one of those is over $300. In some cases, a lot more. Looking at you, Montegrappa.
Quit staring, bro!
I don't buy a lot of black pens, so getting one like this, I can kind of use any color I want. There's a lot of freedom with it. I have one other ink that I bought recently that I'm going to check out with this. Little teaser for you on what that is. But overall, I'm happy with this. I am curious how good this seal is going to be. I'm going to leave it capped for maybe about a week or so and just see when I pick it back up if there's any issues. I will probably test their fine nib that's included with the pen. The only reason I didn't in the video is so often you're going to see that kind of review from me. Fine is pretty common. I will test them and I will follow up if people are interested in that, but I thought it'd be cool to showcase this with a nib that I've never gotten to use. Overall for me, the value's there. I think Cypress killed it. I really recommend anyone go and check out their site. I think there's a lot of good things they're doing, and I look forward to trying more pens from them. All that being said, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. As for my size comparison, I have a Lamy Safari, and normally I'm gonna go with the custom. What are you saying?